Welcome, and thanks for joining me today. My name is Simon Burke, and I manage the partner community for Amazon Connect in the ASEAN region. And today we're talking about how to embed customer experience innovation in perpetuity. A little bit later, I'm going to ask my colleague Kenneth Chong to join me and talk about some customer outcomes. But we only have 30 minutes, so let's get going. At re:Invent in 2019, Andy Jassy, in his keynote, spoke about the 6 most critical components of a successful transformation to the cloud. In a press interview, he made this statement, and it's relevant to today's session because embedding customer experience is far more than just a technology project. I'm sure that if we looked at the reasons for, let's say, the Kodak bankruptcy in 2012, we'd see a breakdown in culture and process as contributors to its demise. One of the clear points from today's session is that while a cloud CX technology is a powerful enabler for change, it cannot be pursued in isolation of culture and process. And so it's really interesting to reflect on Andy's keynote, and if you haven't listened to it, I'd encourage you to do so. Today, we only have time to focus on one of the 6 components, and that is leadership alignment. And in that, there are 4 differentiators of companies that are relevant to this session of embedding customer experience. Later in the session, we'll reference some customers that we're seeing who are applying some or all of these differentiators, and I'm looking forward to Kenneth helping me out with that. But before we talk to customer outcomes, let me spend some time on the cloud technology that customers are using to embed customer experience in their organization. At the core is Amazon Connect, that is the AWS cloud-based contact center service. This was born from Amazon's own experiences and needs of running 70,000 contact center agents in over 30 countries and 120 sites over more than 12 years. Amazon Connect is the omni-channel cloud contact center service that can be set up in minutes and is a service that allows customers to rethink and innovate customer engagement at scale. Customers have the option to self-serve and configure Amazon Connect if they choose, or they can select from any number of our accredited partners. We'll hear from Amasim a little later, who are great examples of maintaining and building innovation internally with limited partner involvement. Equally, the majority of our customers rely on Connect partners to get outcomes fast. The next differentiator is how Connect enables personalization. We can greet callers by their name, in their language of choice, and if we have the data, predict why they are calling. Our customers find this inspiring because it replaces the traditional IVR, the press 1 for sales, 2 for service, etc. So instead, we can greet them by name. For example, "Hi Simon," using the Australian male voice called Russell, or the female voice Nicole from Amazon Polly. "Are you calling about ABC?" That might be a ticket, a reservation, or an order of some sort. This is a really simple process and much better customer experience than the blunt instrument of press 1 for sales. Like most AWS services, it has to be open because customers tell us they need to integrate into all sorts of data systems. Typically, that's CRM, but increasingly it's about reservation systems, billing or ticketing systems, and we really allow our customers to think broadly about the sources of data that can influence the customer experience. And finally, the AWS services like Internet of Things, Pinpoint, and Personalize are examples of the AWS services that complement the ability to innovate customer experience. In addition, our technology partners offer a broad and deep layer of specialist technologies already integrated into Amazon Connect, and partners like eMite, PayShield, Operata, and Aurea for voice biometrics are great examples of technology that expands the CX solution set for customers. So let's talk about our CX portfolio. It's based on Amazon Connect, and we complement this with 4 groups of services: intelligence, personalization, analytics, and security. We add services like Lex for natural language understanding and natural language processing, Poly for dynamic text-to-speech, and Transcribe for speech-to-text. We can personalize interactions with Comprehend for sentiment analysis, Personalize for individualized recommendations, and Forecast to experiment with, you guessed it, forecasting. We then introduce the variety of services for storage, so Kinesis to easily collect, process, and analyze video and data streams in real time. You can build a data lake with S3, use Redshift, the most popular and fastest cloud data warehouse, or QuickSight as a business intelligence tool for insight. We then add to the portfolio with security, including access, administration, and audit, with services like Identity and Access Management, or IAM for short. Key Management Services, or KMS, to manage the keys used to encrypt or digitally sign your data, and CloudWatch for monitoring and observability. And everyone's favourite service is Lambda, that brings it all together. Run code for virtually any type of application or back-end service, and all with zero administration. It's simple. You upload the code, Lambda takes care of everything required to run and scale your code with high availability. You can set up your code to automatically trigger from other AWS services or call it directly from any web or mobile app. And finally, we know that customers will always need to innovate with new interaction channels, whether that's Facebook Messenger, experiment with Sumerian for augmented and virtual reality, or use Amazon Pinpoint to push messages to customers at scale. At this point, I hope it's clear that the AWS CX portfolio offers customer a broad and deep capability to innovate customer experience and do so in perpetuity. We encourage customers to start simply, try a pilot of Amazon Connect, use Poly for dynamic text-to-speech, consider Lex for chatbots, and customers love that they can experiment, iterate, and innovate, and only pay for what they use. It allows customer experience to endure in an organisation because there is always something new to innovate with. So it's at this point that I'd like to introduce Kenneth Chong. And Kenneth, as the sales lead for Connect in ASEAN, tell us what you are seeing customers doing with the CX portfolio.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Simon. We launched the Amazon Connect Sync region in December 2019. It's the 7th region globally, and that gives customers number availability in 4 ASEAN countries: Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Since launch, we have seen customers to be really curious, start a test, a pilot, and experiment with Amazon Connect. This reflects what we have seen globally. With Amazon Connect has made it easy for customers to get started, and we're thrilled that so many customers are starting their CX journey easily and simply.
Yeah, it's been a super busy time for Connect, and awesome to see so many customers starting to experiment. So the Connect team has been pretty busy. Tell us about some of the new capability of Amazon Connect.
Amazon Connect launched our omnichannel in November last year, and we're able to service our customers in web chat. And that's relevant to customers in ASEAN because with Amazon Translate, we have 12 Asian languages that provide multilingual language communication. The languages include Chinese, Indonesian, Malay, Tagalog, Tamil, Thai, and Vietnamese.
That's a great list because we know that whenever we're talking to customers and partners in ASEAN, that's the first question they ask is what is our local language capability? So in addition to that, were there any other services launched last year?
Yes, at reInvent in December, we launched Contact Lens for Amazon Connect. Contact Lens is a set of machine learning capabilities integrated into Amazon Connect. Contact center supervisors can better understand the sentiment, trends, and compliance risks of customer conversations to effectively train the agents, replicate successful interactions, and identify crucial company and product feedback. There are 5 capabilities that Contact Lens offers to customers, and my favorite is the open and flexible data. Output files contains calls and chat transcripts along with rich metadata such as sentiment, categorization labels, talk speed, and interruptions. You can leverage this data in various existing systems. For example, you can use this data in a BI tool like Amazon QuickSight, along with your CRM data to gain insights into customer engagements. Your data scientist teams can also use this data to create custom machine learning models with Amazon SageMaker. Think of the insights that this offers to customers to further augment customer experience.
Yeah, late 2019 was a fantastic quarter for new releases and a real sign of the pace of AWS innovation. I'm sure 2020 will be another cracking year for CX development. So let's get specific and talk to some customer stories and link back to Andy's leadership alignment differentiators. Let's take a look at a 2-minute video from DXC, one of our really exciting partners and customers.
DXC is an end-to-end IT services company with over 6,000 private and public sector clients in 70 countries. DXC offers a wide range of services, which includes global service desk support, where we support over 8 million users today in 56 languages and in over 50 different locations across the world. DXC is the first in its field in Asia moving into digital call center solutions, which gives us a competitive differentiator. To meet our objectives of modernizing our offerings while bringing in cost and process efficiencies, we zeroed in on Amazon Connect from AWS. Our digital service desk offering, powered by Amazon Connect, will bring in our various value-added functionalities and benefits. As part of the CTI toolset, through intelligent voice response, we can provide more information to customers and route their calls more efficiently and quickly. At present, DXC Asia is migrating a total of 1,000+ service desk seats in Kuala Lumpur and Manila to Amazon Connect. One of the biggest advantages from leveraging the Amazon Connect platform is agility. With Amazon Connect and Amazon Poly, we can make changes to call flows and greetings in less than a month. The time it takes to onboard a new customer will significantly reduce from more than 3 months to a matter of few weeks. Furthermore, by using AWS, we estimate an efficiency improvement of 30 to 40% due to increased automation and improved productivity on existing operations. In the contact center world, quality user experience is key. By using Amazon Connect on the AWS cloud, DXC can harness the power of technology and redefine the call center experience to present to our clients a compelling value proposition.
I'm always impressed by that video because it's a showcase of outcomes. DXC have developed the innovative digital service desk based on Amazon Connect, and Peru can highlight such strong outcomes.
Yes, well, I like the statement about agility, where DXC can now onboard customers in weeks and not months. We see this a lot in our ASEAN customers who have actually been challenged with legacy technologies upgrades that takes months and high upfront investments.
Yeah, you're right about his comment about efficiency. It's also really compelling because of the 40% savings from automation. So in that vein, what use cases for automation are you seeing amongst our customers in ASEAN?
Our customers like that we can automate repetitive processes like password resets, increase self-service completion on first call that provide 24/7 service. 2 products that enable automation are Amazon Poly, Amazon Lex, and of course, Lambda.
Yeah, one of the really interesting things that Peru talks about is the absence of trade-offs. Traditionally, customer experience related decisions had to trade off quality, cost, and agility. And what's cool is that Peru cited that the cloud has no trade-offs, that quality, cost optimization, and agility come all at the same time.
Yes, these are actually the factors that contributed to their commitment to actually migrate 1,000 legacy contact center seats onto Amazon Connect. It's a testament to Andy's differentiator of senior leadership conviction and alignment. But the differentiator that stands out for me at DXC is how they have actually trained their builders. DXC are transforming their business with a variety of AWS services on the Amazon Connect CX program. We have hosted several technical boot camps to packed out rooms in KL and Manila. And that's actually been inspiring to actually see the builders actually finish their codes within a day, have their first contact flow, as well as answer the first calls within their first day project. DXC builders are able to configure and innovate Connect and related DXC services on behalf of their digital service desk customers. I remember in one of the Manila boot camps, it was really amazing how the builders were able to actually create their first contact flow and answer the first calls within the day. From those sessions, the DXC builders have gone and trained others, and so we see a ripple effect of how Connect is motivating the builders because they are gaining new skills, innovating at pace for customers, and that provides a fabulous influence for morale and fulfillment for work.
Yeah, I agree. I saw a similar experience at the KL bootcamp. But working with DXC is so uplifting because they're so keen to innovate for their customers, and training the builders ensures that customer experience becomes part of the DNA of all of their people. And you see it in how they present, interact, and inspire their customers. We're also excited by some developing news of AWS DXC training initiatives at scale for DXC across the board. We look forward to DXC announcements on that soon. So let's move on to another carrier, this time in Australia, called AMASIM.
We're a listed company that focus on reselling mobile, energy and gas products. Customer experience and the stuff that we do with cognitive services is incredibly important to us. It's one of the key things for us at AMASIM. We really want to make sure that our customers get the best possible experience when they're dealing with a utility provider. We don't offer any contracts or lock-in contracts. We do all subscription, energy and mobile products, which means if the customers don't like us or don't like our experience, they can go somewhere else. So it's really key for us to deliver a really good customer experience. Our involvement with AWS really started back in 2014 or 2015 when we had to do the traditional lift and shift of servers from some data centers into AWS, and we've grown from there into running almost all of our workload in AWS. We went through a journey of buying a couple of companies in a short period of time that all came with their own set of technologies and set of platforms, and we started having to really wanting to be able to turn that into one platform, or really looking at just one platform to try and solve that, to make the customer experience for our customers, but also the agents that actually talk to our customers to make their experience better, so they can really focus on the empathy when the customers call in. We've really been able to look at the customers in a different way, in a far quicker way as well. So when you have disparate technologies or different platforms, it's really difficult for some of the agents to actually look at who that customer is on those different platforms, those different systems. Now we've unified into a really modern and data-driven customer platform. We've been really able to actually change that agent experience to the point where they can actually get that information as a whisper to them before they actually answer the call. For us, it makes us look at things like, well, can we leverage this kind of information and sort of help other companies do the same thing that we've done as a captive provider of contact center services? And also just how can we really improve our agent experience to really try and get a better customer engagement and really solve customers' problems, potentially even before they ring us. The contact center now, with these technologies, is really just a really rich source of information for our business, not just our contact center, for our marketing, our sales, projections, strategy, IT. That entire business can use the information that we gather through technologies that we're using through AWS.
I was lucky enough to co-present with Peter James at Sydney Summit in April last year. It was striking how self-sufficient the AMASIM team were in their CX transformation, and every time we spoke to Peter, they were trying out a new service like Amazon Lex, or they were iterating on Connect configuration because of customer feedback. While AMASIM exhibit all of the 4 leadership differentiators from Andy, the standout was how they were never paralysed. Yes, like many organisations, there were resource constraints, but they were able to freely innovate. In AMASIM, they were not paralysed. They built an MVP, and after hours of iterations, they had a viable service and showed colleagues to win hearts and minds. You can imagine how this process would have worked, and the smiles and nods from colleagues who connected with the speed and pace of innovation. And that's something we see so often in ASEAN amongst our customers. A second example was how they gave operations, the contact centre managers, the ability to manage the technology, which is unheard of in some traditional organisations where IT is a blocker, simply because they're overwhelmed. The AMASIM example overcomes any paralysis by putting the technology in the hands of the people who can iterate it in real time. A third example of overcoming paralysis came from Peter's decision to bring the marketing team into their innovation plans, which kind of makes sense that if you're going to change customer engagement, you need to engage marketing to communicate changes to consumers. It's also worth noting the AMASIM values of empathy, agility, reliability, and simplicity. An AMASIM quote that on the surface, they may sound straightforward, but they help keep them grounded and focused on customer needs. I can't wait to find out what AMASIM are doing now. So let's conclude. Andy's 4 differentiators give some really good guidance on what successful companies are exhibiting to successfully transform. First, you've got to have leadership conviction and alignment that you are making a change. Inertia is a really powerful thing, and it's easy to get blocked in various parts of the organisation, so you need a mechanism to get any issues on the table so you know you're making progress. Second, you need to set an aggressive top-down goal that lets your organisation know it's a priority to make this transformation. This forces teams to move faster than they would organically.
The third is to train your builders. It's not hard to use the cloud, but you've got to train your organization so they build skills and gain experience. DXC shine in this regard, in terms of where we can actually see in the boot camps about how they're able to be agile and accelerate.
Yeah, as we said before, the boot camps are an awesome example of training the builders and seeing them come to life. And lastly, don't let paralysis stop you before you start. You can't allow the organisation to get paralysed if you haven't been able to figure out every detail. As we saw with AMASIM, the ability to get started and overcome speed bumps and blockers has a lot to do with their culture, their DNA, and their focus on customers. So we've been through some cool examples of how AWS customers are applying the components of leadership alignment and the enabling AWS CX technology to embed customer experience in perpetuity. So in closing, I hope you found this session valuable. Thanks for your time today. Thanks for Kenneth. Goodbye and be safe.